So you did it! You can finally have a conversation in Spanish, but something is still missing. It might be more detail. One way to give more detail and connect your ideas in your Spanish sentences is by using relative clauses. Oh, I know what that is. That's when you connect to things with que, like esa revista que me gusta, that magazine I like. Yes, but it gets more complex than that. Oh, that's not a scary thing. When I say more complex, I just mean you're tapping into the ones that natives actually use. And by the end of this video, you're gonna be a master at it. So, relative clauses, what are they? I kind of gave you a tidbit back there, but let's dive deeper. Relative clauses are used to give more detail to a person, place, or thing in Spanish in ways that an adjective just can't. Think of it like this. You could describe a person as funny with the adjective chistoso. Carlos es muy chistoso. Carlos es muy chistoso. But you can use a relative clause to explain why they're funny. Carlos es el que puede hacer reír a todos. Carlos es el que puede hacer reír a todos. In this example, it's like saying he's the one that does this. But before we get into all the specifics, let's talk about the most basic kinds of relative clauses that you can use to describe people, places, and things. These are all just one word each. ¿Qué? ¿Quién? ¿Dónde? These mean that, who, and where. For example, ¿qué? Ya sabes que no me como frutas que tienen semillas. You know I don't eat fruits that have seeds. ¿Quién? El doctor quien me atendió era muy simpático. The doctor who took care of me was really nice. Spanish teachers will tell you it's really important to not mix these up and to always use que for things and quien for people. But just between you and me, you can break the rules just a little and no one's gonna care. It's very normal to hear Spanish natives use que for people as well, and just kind of leave quien to more formal situations or writing. For example, you'll hear el chico que te gusta or mi colega de trabajo que odio, and things like that. It is technically grammatically wrong, but the natives can get away with it, so can you. And then, donde. Ese restaurante donde probamos camarones por primera vez. The restaurant where we tried shrimps for the first time. You get the picture. These are the most simple ones for person, places, and things. But let's go back to que real quick and add some articles. These are also relative clauses you'll hear all the time. El que, la que, los que, las que. These essentially just mean the one that or the ones that. And if you're asking how it functions differently than que just by itself, there are a couple different answers, but I think this is the simplest way to put it. With just que, all the action, the verbs, any adverbs, it comes after the que. Like la película que me encanta, the movie that I love. El estudiante que siempre llega tarde, the student that's always late. Or la bebida que pedí, the drink I ordered. In all of those examples, all the detail comes after que. But these compound ones, el que, la que, los que, las que, allow you to also add information before que, with prepositions. For example, you can say la amiga con la que salí. La amiga con la que salí, the friend I went out with. In English, you can put the with at the end, the friend I went out with. But in Spanish, the with, con, goes before. Let's see some other ones. Ella es la persona para la que traje las flores. Okay, now let's try one with a place. How would you say the person I met last night? I'll give you a hint. You're gonna use the preposition a for this one. I'll give you a second, just pause the video. You would say la persona a la que conocí. This is because you always use the verb conocer with the preposition a in Spanish. You don't just meet someone, you meet to someone. Nice. Gold star for you. Now you may be asking, but Ari, what about these? And the answer is, they're basically the same thing as these. Take it in. But they're just a bit more formal, or for writing. People more commonly use the versions with que. Now you remember the other relative clauses earlier, quién and donde, for people and places? You can do this whole preposition thing with them too. Just put the preposition in front of quién or donde. For example, with quiénes, the plural of quién, you could say los voluntarios con quienes trabajé. Los voluntarios con quienes trabajé. How would you say the country I'm from? El país de donde soy. So you just put de, which means from, before the word where, donde. De donde. De donde. It's like saying from which may seem formal, but it's really not. So take a deep breath. Is it as scary as you thought? I don't think so. I'm gonna leave you a quick quiz in the description and leave your answers in the comments. Let's see who gets it right. Thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Nos vemos.